I wanted to show you how you can move show statements around on the screen. Here, if I went to the first show statement here, it's not the one I want to move, but all right, let's do that one. Let's move this show statement. That's good. Instead of showing it at the bottom on line 23, the show, without any indication of where to show it, will show something always on line 23. And another function of show is that if you just say show null, it will clear line 23, period. Those are two functions of the show statement. That show without any destination or row and column specification will show right on line 23 and it will center whatever you give it. And show null will clear whatever on that line, all the way across the line. We are going to now, instead, let me jump to another screen, and I'm going to go into define screens. Normally I go through the menu, but here that's just as quick to do this. Let's look at screen 1. I did that badly, sorry. All right, look at screen 1, and I want to find out where I want to show this. I don't want to show it down there at the bottom of the screen. I want to show it right near the email section, so I'm going to count over. I'll show it right here below where the email is going to be entered. And I look down at the bottom left, and the row and column for that position on the screen are 13 and 13. The row is 13. It's 13 down here. If I go to the next row, see how I move to 14? And the column, here I'm in column 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 13, 13. So that's where I want to start my show statement. And of course I have to realize that I only have to column 80 here. I'm not going to be able to show much more than that. Okay, now this is interesting. I'm going to leave the screen on the screener, and I'm just going to jump back to my processing table. In Unix, you can find ways to do that, and in Windows, you just open another window and work in two different programs, one inside define screens and one in processing. That way, you can look back and forth really quickly and see where you have to put things and so forth. Very useful to be able to do that. Okay, this show, to put the show at a certain place, well, let's not do that here. We'll put this show at position 13, 13 by putting parentheses 1, 3, that's the row, comma 1, 3, that's the column. And I always put the parentheses right next to the show. They don't have to be. They could be like that, as long as they come between whatever the show is, whatever it's supposed to be placed, and the message you want to show. So I'm going to leave that there. Now, we don't want to clear line 23 with our show null, so we also want to do this, right? We also want to put this at 13, 13. Now, there's going to be a little problem with this, but I want you to see it, to see what's happening. We're going to clear what we put on that at that position. Let's go see how this works. Okay, update, tab, tab, tab. See how it did just what we wanted. It put the little message right below where the show is. Now when I hit enter to leave the field, it's going to clear that. Well, it didn't clear it. Why not? See, that's the problem. We were showing, what were we showing? Let's go take a look. Very important concept here. When leaving field 11, we are showing a null. That should work. No, show null. Again, this means nothing. Show what's in between the quotes, not even a space, not an X, nothing. There's nothing there, so that's what it showed. It didn't it didn't erase the reversed video message because it didn't show anything there. Nothing happened essentially to the screen. Remember, the show null by itself is just a special function of FilePro. If you do show null all by itself, yes, that does clear a whole line. But that's because it's built into FilePro specially to do it. It doesn't do it inside FilePro on any other show destination where you're showing at a row and column. You have to literally clear whatever it is you put on the screen. Now, we could do that this way. Let me show you. We could, clear as many spaces. We'll just show blank spaces over the top of that line, okay? Let's say yes. Yes. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, this is going to show at 1313 a whole bunch of blank spaces. I'm going to jump to the end of the column. All, more than I can even see on this line. Probably about 50 or 60 blank spaces, 30. I don't know how many, but enough to show, enough to cover over that reverse video thing we put there, and let's see what happens. B, go into inquire thing, and I'll press U, tab, tab, tab. Okay, the thing came up. Now I'm going to leave the field. Okay, it did it. Cleared with spaces. It just clobbered over the top of them with blank spaces. However, what if I had done something like this? And we'll let that ring. Hopefully somebody will pick it up. We're leaving field 11. Okay. How about if I had done something like this? Instead of clearing the more than I needed, let's say I did this and I just by accident I didn't clear quite enough of them. Let's see what that looks like. We're only going to clear about 20 here. Obviously it's going to look just like you expect it to look. Update, tab, tab, tab. Okay, when I leave the field, you see how it did that? I'll go back in the field, and when I leave the field, it only cleared part of it. And it would be, really a chore to be inside your processing tables and have to count, how many exactly things did I put up on the screen here. I'd have to count this and say, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, to count all the way over to however far it is at the end, and then put exactly that many number of spaces on the screen and to clear it. And that's not a good idea. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to say, in the when entering field, right as it enters the field, might as well put it here, it's just as good as anywhere else, we'll declare something called, how about email warning. Let's make it big. Okay, email warning is a variable. I'm declaring it to exist. Now if I showed that, now I'm going to give this variable an exact length, let's say 40 characters. Okay, so this email warning is now 40 characters long, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy this line, and I'm going to say email warning equals this. I'm going to get rid of this end thing. Okay, I'm just filling up a variable with my sentence. Let's see if it's enough. I might as well do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 47 characters, plus there's 2 characters each for these backslashes R, so it's 49, 51. I got to be at least 51 characters long, or I'm not going to fit this stuff. Even the backslash R has to fit in the variable. So instead of making it 40 characters long, let's make it 52. That should give it more than enough. 52 characters long. Okay. Let's even see. I don't know if I counted right. Let's make it 54 characters long. Okay. Now, email warning is filled with something that's less than 54 characters. All right. Now, instead of showing that exact same thing over here, let me clear the screen, clear the line. Okay. I'm going to show email warning, that variable on the screen. Okay. Now that I'm showing a variable on the screen, and the variable has a specific length to it, and it's 54 characters, it knows how long that variable is. Now, when leaving part where I clear this little sign, I can say, I want to first clear email warning to nothing, make it email warning equals null. I'm going to clear it. There's nothing left in email warning now. It's a blank variable, and I'm going to show it on the screen. And FilePro is smart enough to show all 54 characters of it. Okay? So it's going to automatically put the right number of blanks to cover up what we have. After I show that, I'm going to end. All right? Let's see if this works. In other words, what I'm doing is telling FilePro to put just that many spaces that were used to put up the sign to clear it. Okay, tab, tab, tab. I tabbed out of the field. Well, something happened. Let's go debug this and see what happened. Tab, tab, tab. Oh, I see what happened, so I'll have to debug it. What happened was I jumped back in the field. Let's go look in here. When entering field 11, okay, something went wrong. When I entered the field, it put up the sign real quick, and then it jumped me back in the field. Let's see why. I have declared email warning to be 54 characters long, and I said email warning is equal to this thing with \R, and then I say show email warning, and no end statement. So I fell right into the when leaving field. In other words, I filled this variable, I put it up on the screen, then I kept going down because I didn't tell FilePro to end this trigger processing. Something I very much wanted to show you. Okay, if I press, I can put the end statement where it belongs. All right, and my tricky ways of teaching you things. You may think I'm doing this stuff on purpose. Okay, here we go. Go to B, and I'm going to press update, tab, brings up my warning, and if I hit enter, the warning goes away. Everything's working just the way we want to. Go into the field, it puts it up, leave the field with the up arrow or any other way possible. And by the way, if I'm in the field and I press escape to leave the field, that's leaving the field too. I save the record, it's also leaving field. Just because I press escape, I'm actually moving the cursor out of that field. The cursor is now, does everything look hunky-dory? I'll say yes, and we're out of the record, and everything happened the way it should.